The push-up. Push-up is a fantastic exercise. We're basing it off the plank movement that we've already looked at previously. So we want to make sure that we've got the right technique and that we're getting the most from this exercise. A lot of people will do it incorrectly and they'll do short ranges of movement, which isn't going to help us. Specifically when we're in the water and we're swimming, we have big range of movement. Your arms don't just do this, you're not doggy paddling through the water, you're getting a full range of movement in what you're doing. So therefore the exercises that we're going to do to help make you stronger, better swimmers and athletes need to complement the work that you're doing in the water. So the push-up, I mentioned a little while ago that we're doing this because it's like a plank and that's our start position. Now, a lot of people have a problem in doing a push-up. So we want to make sure that our start position is going to be on our knees and our hands, straight arms on our knees. And we've got our hips down, our bottoms not back up here, that we bring it forward like we did for the plank. And from here, my hands underneath my shoulders, my hands are shoulder width apart. I'm going to lower myself all the way to the floor, looking slightly ahead of myself. If you want to test that you're all the way down to the floor and you're not up in this sort of position, take your hands off the floor, drive back up to the start. This is the most basic version of a push-up, and this can almost be, this is your happy place with a push-up. Because as we go on to the bigger versions, you might get slightly tired doing them, so you can regress it back. So this is the basic version of a push-up. And you will need to perfect this before you can really start to go on and perfect the bigger versions. Yeah, you have to start with the right foundations, otherwise the bigger versions can start to break down really quickly and we don't want to risk any kind of injury. So from here, side on, I'm going to lower down, hands all the way up. So I'm lowering my whole body, and when I come up, everything comes up at the same time. So my chest, my tummy and my hips all lift off the ground at the same time. Lowering down, driving back up to the start. Lowering down, driving back up to the start. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that there's lots of different ways that you can do push-ups. You can do them narrow, so that you're coming here, but it really works the tricep a lot more. Sorry, I've got an itchy top lip. A lot more than it works the chest. So we want to make sure that we're getting a lot of chest activation. It's a bigger set and bigger group of muscles that are here, so therefore we get more activation. We're still working the shoulder and we're still working the arms, so don't worry, your arms will still look good in t-shirts. But we're making sure that the chest is strong. It's a bigger set of swimming muscles, so we want to make sure that we're getting the most out of it. So from here, if I turn front on, you'll see that my elbows go out to the side rather than being tucked in here. If I'm just tucking them in, I'm just doing a lot of tricep. When they're out here, there's a lot more chest activation, and I'm using big muscles rather than small muscles. So the next version is a progression from where we're on our knees. We're going to start off in a plank position, in a straight arm plank position. So we're starting off here like this. We're going to lower ourselves to the floor slowly, and then you're going to put your knees onto the floor, come up on your knees, lift up. This is a way to be able to progress to doing a full push-up. And as you get tired from the full push-up, this can be the place where you can go to when you start to get really tired. So I'm lowering my whole body down, chest, tummy and hips all on the floor. Put your knees down and then lift your chest, your tummy and your hips at the same time, so you come up in into that half plank position. It's a really nice movement. Come down, up and through. You want to make sure that you're lifting up, that you're not snaking up, because that's ultimately cheating. It's a different type of push-up and we're not trying to do that right now. So then we want to look at the full push-up. Straight arm plank position is our start position. Yeah, our hips are pushed slightly forwards, so they're tucked under, tummy tucked in. We're going to lower down to the floor, drive back up to the start. Down, up, down, up. So it's a slow movement down, tummy chest to the floor. So we're getting the most out of that movement. We're making sure that we're moving all the way through and that we're keeping the body locked in position. As you start to get tired from that, say you get into the end of your push-ups and you can't quite do the full push-up to come back up again, so you lower yourself down, come up on your knees, lift up. If you start getting super tired again, you can finish off your set just on your knees. So you're still doing the number of reps that you need to, but you're regressing the exercise back, but you're keeping your form and your technique. Super, super important that you keep that technique so we limit our exposure to any kind of injury. So, push up, starting on your knees. Then we go to the next version, which is where we lower all the way down, come up on our knees. Then we go to the big version, making sure that in these push-ups that we have the elbows coming out because we're going to get chest activation. Enjoy.